that's death for me again. If I do that, that's not smart. So maybe not exactly the most appropriate question to ask, but you know how do I address this question without seeming completely insane? So it is pleasurable to go to the bathroom, and which is a good thing because ultimately you need to be able to remove the waste product from your body, and it would be very unfortunate if removing waste from your body was a painful process. And I can hear people probably snickering in the background going, "Oh, you should have seen my last dump. It was painful as crap." Yeah, I get it. You know, sometimes taking a poop is really hard. Like, not hard. Well, I mean, the poop can be hard, and that'd make it difficult to pass, which would be painful. But, like, there's a line in South Park. You're like, you know that feeling, guys, when you finish taking that really big dump? Yeah. It's kind of like that, you know, in a less gross, less gross way. But the question became this. So, it's pleasurable to relieve yourself, okay? But if you didn't have to do it, okay, it was not a requirement, it was optional, would you still do it? Okay. So I got a lot of sour faces when I asked this question. But it was just sort of a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a thought experiment. Just sort of wanted to, like, see how people handle that sort of stuff. And it mainly has to do with, like, the whole sexual thing, Is it pleasurable to, have relations and climax? Yes. Is it required? No. Would you like to do it again? Yes. So, that's sort of where the basis of that question comes from. It's, is it required? Is it required to go to the bathroom? Yes. If you don't want to die, you have to go to the bathroom. And one way or another, your body will force you to go. Unless you got so constipated that you killed yourself somehow. I don't know. But sort of long story short on that is, particularly as a dude, you could go your entire life without ever doing that. And once you've partaken, if you will, it's very pleasurable. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you don't ever have to do that again. Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna keep rewinding until I get this fucking dragon, by the way. So, like, maybe people have different drives. I don't know. I mean, I know people have different drives. There are people that kind of stuff doesn't affect them. It doesn't really bother them. And, there's obviously plenty of people that just goon, which is a word I didn't know existed until recently. Well, I knew what a goon is. A goon back in the elder times of about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, a goon was, like an enemy henchman. He was one of the goons. He wasn't probably the smartest, but he was part of your what's the right word? He was part of your crew. And so yeah, I mean, usually the word goon would indicate that this is a person, a muscle that you brought in, probably not super smart, but has the muscle to get what you need done. Now gooning is about like edging, you know, and to the point that it's kind of weird. And that's all I have to say about that. Nice. Now recruit. Please recruit. Because at a certain point, I'm just going to get tired of doing this. Hooray! I got my dragon. I got my dragon. I'm so happy for my dragon. I remember there was an animator not that long ago that used to do YouTube videos. It's not anyone, well, maybe it is. I don't know off the top of my head because I don't remember his name anymore. I used to watch his stuff for a while and then he sort of fell off. Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. I should have targeted. Well, I was hitting the wrong guy. I'm stupid. I should have realized that because I haven't run into a white knight of Lodius yet, or not Lodius? Zenobia. Knight of Zenobia. There we go. I completely derailed myself. I don't remember what I was talking about now. Very easy to rewind. I'm sure it's very easy to rewind this video for like 2 minutes and go, yeah, that's what you were talking about, dum-dum. Get back on subject. But like, when you have a fucking brain fart and your brain just goes... You just don't remember anything else what happened literally seconds before because you completely, like I said, sidetracked your normal mental process. Tail dash. Smash. Oh, I remember now. Good God. Took me long enough. So there's an animator online, and the joke that I was going to try to make here in quick succession was he did a video about creating websites for a company, and in this video he had created or patented this thing called the drag and drop, which was you would drag a dragon onto the website and you drop it wherever you want. But the problem with it was, and this was where the humor was supposed to be, is once you placed the dragon in the drag and drop, you couldn't remove it. So like he was showing off this in the animation, he was showing this off to another animated character. He's like, wow, we're really excited about it, but we don't like dragons. Can you remove that from our website? And he's like, oh no. Once I drop the dragon in the drag and drop, it's there permanently. Like, but this is our website. We do millions of dollars of business. We can't have a dragon on just sitting in the middle of our web page. He's like, I am really sorry about that, but there is nothing I can do. So, I don't know. It's hard to keep track of animators anymore because back in the day, you know, I used to have Newgrounds. Not all of the Newgrounds obviously continued to work on stuff, but like a group of them, which then formed a small, whatever you want to call it, group in Philadelphia, and they started a podcast called the Sleepy Cabin Podcast. So yeah, you didn't know them before, you certainly do now. Well, at least if I didn't know all of them before, I definitely know them. So then you start following them, you know, their little, to their different, you know, videos, their different, you know, stuff to make money, normal money. And then, of course, some of them, you know, go on to what it looked like initially was fail, but then ultimately succeeded. You know, Zach Hadel, he and Chris, I think it was Chris from Oni created, they created something with these two kind of dorpy characters. And they, I guess, sold the rights to it after they created a pilot. And the company that purchased their pilot or the license to that work essentially decided not to move forward with actually making a show out of it. So they don't own the rights to the characters or the show or the pilot or anything else, but it's not ever going to come out either, my understanding. But then, yeah, Zach's also in, obviously, Smiling Friends, which allegedly is supposed to go away. Like, allegedly they're going to be done with Smiling Friends in like 2 episodes, allegedly, forever. I don't know if that's just kind of them doing them, because that's a very Sleepy Cabin-y / Newgroundsy thing to do, is just be like, yeah, it's our last episode, I'm not doing this anymore. And as YouTube people, I kind of doubt it, because, you know, you're making lots of money and you're doing something you probably like to do, and just to sort of cut it off, you know, on your terms versus saying that you know, the studio says, hey, we picked you up for 2 more seasons. After that, we're done. You know, canceling you, what have you. But at the same time, like, I've never really known any sort of Newgrounds or YouTube animation to last all that long. Typically, you know, you'll find something you like about a YouTuber, and they'll do it for, I don't know, 6 months, 2 years or so, and then they'll just drop it, you know. Couple odd examples from my own personal life. When Aaron Hansen did the sequelitis videos, I thought those were brilliant. Hot Diggity Demon did a series of movie reviews, which I thought was brilliant. He also did television as well. He did one on the Powerpuff Girls, one on The Simpsons, which I've probably talked about at death at this point. I love those. Those were great. They move away from them because, in all likelihood, they probably took this amount of effort. You know, put it on however much effort you want. You know, between your 2 hands. They took this much effort, and then make that, you know, narrow your 2 hands together a little bit, and that's probably the amount of, you know, money, perception, what have you. It probably just wasn't worth their time, is what I'm trying to say, either financially or work-wise. You know, it's just, I put so much into this and I got nothing out of it, you know, which is the opposite of what I do here, which I put literally no effort into this other than to play video games, record them, and talk over top of them. That's about all I do. And then I do a little bit of editing here and there so that, you know, certain things, I skip over certain things that I think are boring. Like, I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch me shuffle through my different characters to make sure that they are properly equipped and, you know, okay, I've got this mage equipped with this armor. Is there anything better I could switch him to? Okay, let's look at his skills. Okay, is there any skills in here I want to swap out? Okay, is there any magics I want to change on this mage? Okay, now let's do that for 12 to 20 other characters. Oh boy, that's going to be an exciting 20-minute episode to watch me shuffle through the thing to get everybody equipped for a battle. Or I could just cut all that out and we get straight to the actual gameplay and me ranting about nonsense. Not nonsense. Yes, it is. It's nonsense. You knew it was nonsense when you started this whole thing. But I don't believe it's nonsense. Stop saying nonsense. Nonsense. Wind. Wind. Please die. Thank you. So you can see we're slowly wrapping up this mission now as I've killed one of the 2 healers. You can see they're delaying my finishing this. Plus, I haven't killed this dragon, which is annoying, and I haven't killed the stupid dragon handler, the beast tamer, whatever they're called. I need to get rid of them. We'll get there here soon enough before any of my guys actually die. So there's what, 3 people left? Those shouldn't be too hard. Particularly as I have a spellcaster that can shoot you from range. You know, if you don't want to die, that is. And these are all options. You can go over here and kill the Abuna. I can kill the mage. I can kill the beast tamer. I mean, she's obviously not dead, but, you know, can work on that. Fortunately, some of my characters are down to a 1 count. Isn't great. Also kill you. 370, that means you're gone. Boom, dead. Alright, now you can kill the Abuna. Please kill the Abuna. Thank you. And now we're only left with 1 more character to kill. I got about midway through this mission and thought, why haven't I run into the boss yet? Only to realize, oh, there's literally no boss in this. You have to kill everybody. Oh, she's just barely alive, isn't she? What a prick. Alright, that should be it for this episode. We won't let we won't let the next cutscene play out. Alright, so I'm gonna cut the episode here. When we come back, we're gonna be jumping directly into the next cutscene. So until then, I hope you guys all have a good one.